Yo, 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 can everybody hear me? Leslie said, let's get the party started. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It looks like everybody's kind of tapping away a little bit, but everyone please tap, protect alive. Especially, once again, for some things that'll probably be in it. Please just keep it tapping. I want to just go over a couple small things before we bring people up. I just want this to be decent and respectful as usual. I try to always maintain that. I can't ever say let's keep the drama out of it because, you know, this is drama, but we don't have to make it the kind of drama that other platforms do where, you know, people are against people. So just definitely keep it respectful. Anybody that I've already made a moderator, if you want to help out, cool. If you don't, that's on you. I mean, I know it's a tough job, so just, you know, ask if anybody's definitely in here doing anything they shouldn't be. I'll keep my eye out too. Then we just try to keep it cool. I do want to state that there will be some topics covered, and we don't want to take mental health lightly whatsoever. If there's a certain person we happen to be talking about later or anything like that, mental health is no reason for somebody to still take advantage of others, but we definitely do not want to seem like we're harassing and bullying anybody. That's not my style here. I'm not going to ever be that way. So just, I ask everybody to respect that, please. This live is not going to be like just all Nate and Paige. I know a lot of people, I'm getting tons of messages, want to know more updates. They want to know that stuff. There's going to be some stuff covered on that. Some of the stuff that we're going to talk tonight about when it comes to things that we can do to actually get some of these people off the platform or stop or slow them down from doing these kinds of things to people are things that we just found out more instances about, and there's kind of going to be a big one tonight, and we hope it's an eye-opener for those people that are supporting others, because it just makes me sick to my stomach at what some people do. And I'm going to bring awareness to anybody. It doesn't matter if it's somebody that's deceiving and lying to take your money. I don't care if you're somebody that's, you know, doing something inappropriate, or you're got your eyes on something, you know, that you shouldn't be. I mean, if you're just not a decent human being, that's what awareness I want to create. It's not going to be just about the money, but everybody just keep in mind, please, that, you know, there's still victims out there. Some of these people are victims, or they're victims under somebody else's eye, somebody else's reach that we really can't do anything about, and we just have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna ask I'm gonna see if they're in here, but if I can get FN and Scammy to come up first and go from there. Hey, what's up, FN?
Thanks for having me. I'm a little bit sick, so I'll try to make it through, as much as I can. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
All right. I think I got Scammy up here.
You do. Also sick. Also on the same page as FN. But I'm here.
But don't be passing nothing my way through the phone,
I'll
Technology's
try.
getting good. I hope it's not getting that good, so.
It might, so I don't know. It's pretty contagious.
Um, I'm gonna send basically because this will be some of the stuff that we can. This guy is actually really one of the OGs at what we can do to actually stop the people's progress. Try to get people to stop giving them to him. So I don't know if he'll come up, but I'm gonna send him an invite. It'd be a perfect part of the time for him to come up if he will. We want to kind of go over the name page stuff a little bit, let FN, kind of get everybody up. Probably show something we found out today. Maybe something else or something else that came up last night too. Not 100% sure I can go with that yet, but um, you also want to talk, like I said, about the aspect of I got some screenshots I want to do to actually show exactly the process that people can do. Like if when we got Austin off this platform, he basically got banned so bad that he switched phones. He came back and he doesn't last more than what a week or two. So
Yeah.
the platform does get sick of people and they will IP ban you. And then when you switch phones, they will remember who you are. Your face is in their system, and if people report the right way, and I'm not asking people to like mass report, do things they shouldn't, but for things that are legitimate, when you see things, I want to show that step by step process because that is how these people are going to be stopped from doing what they're doing. And I will clarify, we don't go after people. None of us here just because somebody asks for money. If somebody asks for money because they want to go out and buy a pack of cigarettes, well, may not agree with it, but you know what? If they're telling you the truth, that's somebody's business if they want to give them the money to do that. So we may
Hmm.
not agree with it, but it's when you lie and deceive and do things or you're an addict and you're hurting yourself. And I know this is Auburn is really big on this. If you're an addict and people are enabling and hurting that person, there's a few that aren't here with us anymore, and that's what we want to try to stop. Slow down, stop, get them off the platform. If that happens, it gives them a chance for recovery. It gives them a chance to stop using people. Like one of the big instances we found out tonight that FN and I are going to eventually go over here is just even though it may not be fraudulent, taking advantage of somebody is it's just horrible. And we found an instance where it went to the depth of just insanity, in my opinion. So, um, and then we're gonna I want to. There's gonna be a couple other people to come up too, and we're just gonna kind of go through it. Then Seekin's gonna come up in a little bit later. She's gonna bring us some awareness on a person that I've never seen before, and she wants to tell the story of how it happened and something we can start looking out for there. And I think I've rambled on long enough about kind of what we should do and how it should go. So, like, FN, if you want to take it away, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So I did take down just a bunch of notes. And hi, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great night. Thanks for joining us here. Um, but I did take down a couple of notes about resources, steps you can take if you have been scammed online. Not, not just talking just name page, of course. Or if you haven't, just sit back and listen because you might, if you purchase online frequently or you send money to people here on TikTok, you might want to listen to this just in case you get in a situation that's similar. So the first thing I'd written down, and sorry, I'm sick, so I'm gonna sound, congested. But the first thing I'd written down was documenting. If you find yourself in a situation where you had sent in a donation to somebody that you believe I don't know how you would say it was manipulating you, or you send in money for an item, but you're not sure if you're going to get it. that type of thing. You're going to want to document the date and time of your order. You're going to want to document the platform in which you placed your order. If you're making your payments, if you're splitting your payments up, if you're making it in one lump sum and the time of that. And make sure that you're continuously asking about your order. If somebody's telling you that it's going to take 2 weeks to ship out your order and 2 weeks has come and gone, make sure you're on top of it. You're asking and try to get as much of that as you can recorded or screenshotted. And also document if you have asked for a resolution or they have offered resolutions. What I mean by that is, did you ask for a refund? Did you ask for store credit? Did you offer to trade in the amount that you paid for pre-made items or something similar? And once you have all that documentation, it'll be easy for you to go to your bank, if you're within 60 to 90 days, of course, to go to your bank, provide them all that evidence. And of course, they're going to ask you, did you try to resolve it with the merchant? And you can say yes, and they denied it. And even if you're outside of that 60 to 90 day filing range with your bank, I would say still call and see if they can offer anything for you, if they can offer resources. Because sometimes, depending on the situation, they will help you outside of that 60 to 90 day period. Now, if you want to take it farther, or if you are in an extreme case of scamming, I would recommend you file with either the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, or the BBB, which is the Better Business Bureau, or both. With the FTC, they help protect consumers. You can report fraud and scams, and you can report anything from like online shopping to credit scams to loan scams and a lot more that maybe you wouldn't think of. You can even report if you've gotten like a scammy phone call that you passed up. It's kind of crazy. And the FTC, they're not going to send somebody to shut down a business, right? But they will build a case against a business in case they need that evidence for further down the line for criminal action. And finally, with the BBB is a great resource, even if you're not looking to file. They have a scam tracker, they have company ratings, they have consumer tips, and yes, you can file with them. You can file a complaint, and you can have BBB interfere and help with your issue. Or you can post a review on a company, share your experience with the company. It's helpful for a lot of different reasons. And just real quick, lastly, because, talking to people behind the scenes about Nate and Paige, I find that people are stuck in this loop where maybe they bought something and they're waiting for their items, so they have to play nice. They have to kind of like play up their support because they're worried that they're not going to get their items. And I do just want to say, if you are able to file with your bank, if you are still within that range, I would just say nip it in the bud. You might as well deal with it now while you are able to, than further down the line when you're, screwed out of your money. You can't get your items. Stop giving, these people engagement. Keep asking about your items and keep it at that. Don't get stuck in these like weird manipulation tactics like, oh, you're always so patient with us. We really appreciate you. Don't get stuck in that, that cycle. Look out for yourself. Look out for your money. Don't feed into it. Don't promise to order more items, and don't order more so that they do give you their items. Other than that, the only thing I can say is make sure you're also, if you're getting scammed by somebody here on TikTok, make sure you're also making those platform reports because those are very important. But yeah, that's my little rant on that.
So, FN, you said something about the Better Business Bureau.
Yes.
I own one large business. I have a couple co-owned businesses in different states. Do they even have a legitimate business?
I would say no. I don't believe they have the business license. And by the way, one thing they try to say is, oh, we have like a Stripe account, or it's either Stripe or Squarespace. I think they had both at some point. One got taken down. They try to say that they're able to use those platforms because they have a business license, and that is untrue. You do not need a business license to have that payment method. So I do want to throw that out there.
No, you absolutely don't. I used to have one, and I did not have a business license for anything. Anyone can my 11-year-old could have one.
Thank
That's
you.
not
Yeah.
true. Like, that's not true.
But being the amount of money that they're taking in, and even it being in different states, different counties, Doesn't, I mean, I know on my end that has to be tracked. I have to report it. I mean, isn't there, I mean, they technically do have to have a some sort of entity set up, don't they, by law?
I believe so, and I believe they would have to keep track of every order they got in every single county that they travel through for sales tax. And I, between you and us and the live chat, I don't think they're doing that.
Well, I have an invoice from one of their customers that has like the phone number, the name of the business, and everything. Yeah, I wasn't able to find any business entity under their name because in every single state in the United States, you can do a free business entity search and find out exactly who the owner is, like what type of entity it is, and the percentage of ownerships if there is different people involved and stuff like that. So I didn't obviously go look through 50 states, but I looked through a couple of the main ones where they've spent a lot of time, and under the name that they're putting on their invoice, couldn't find a single thing.
Right, and I haven't found anything as well. Um, I don't think there's anything.
Well, it's like Andy said down there. They label everything that they get as donations, therefore it can't be taxed. And they travel from state to state. That's another reason they do that. I tried to contact the Better Business Bureau. Oh, it's been years ago. They don't exist on there. They know better than to do that. They know better than to go to eBay or anything like that because therefore they would receive um, people would leave feedback, and the feedback is not going to be good. It would ruin everything about them. That's why they're on TikTok because they know that people on here, they just don't care. They'll put their money anywhere, and they seen other people scam, so they just went with the flow.
You
And
also
Nate
have to
knows
pay
what he's
tax
doing.
on that. Like you know what I mean? If it's coming in as donations, you don't have to pay taxes on it, basically. You know what I mean? Like that's the way that they're seeing it. They're not taking any of the money that they're making it and putting it off to the side for taxes, which is what a legitimate business owner would do. They're just pocketing all the money. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Their
I
money,
have to
their
Right.
pay
daughter's
estimated
money.
taxes like every quarter. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yes.
kind of a
So
thing. Yeah.
like if you sell on eBay, they get their cut right then, and if you make over a certain amount for the year, which I believe is $600 or so,
Yep.
um,
1099.
then then you pay taxes in your state, or however you claim your taxes. You'll have to claim it. But other than that, I don't think he would ever put himself in a situation to where he would have to pay taxes to ever be traced like that. And that's the biggest problem with them and getting them took down is that right there.
And that's also why they won't do TikTok shop.
Wow.
Exactly. That's why I tried to tell people, look, try to, report them, send emails to TikTok support and say, hey, they're bypassing the shop. And when you do that on here, you should be removed. Like, no matter what you're selling, you have to go through their shop because you get cut everything and they do your taxes accordingly through that. But it's never going to end because it's all claimed as donations. And as far as the invoices, they're bullshit. They're just something Nate comes up with. Most of these people haven't even received a package. He doesn't care if you receive it or not. Like I sell on Whatnot, and they take a large sum. They would never go to Whatnot. They would never go to eBay. They would never go to a legitimate place because they're not legitimate.
No.
And I don't see why people do not see that. Like, there's no way you're buying stones for all this money when last year you were begging for food money.
But he's got $20,000 in inventory, guys. He's got
There's
good
no
stuff.
possible way.
Like, there's no way. He never even had $20,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to put towards this good stuff that he had. Um, it's all just a bunch of BS, is basically what we're saying.
He
It's
took
not a legitimate business. He doesn't pay taxes on it. It's all just tie dyes and good vibes. Like, please send donations.
it's kind of like the way he is with these minors and things. He knows how to work it. In the state that they were in, I think the law is 16. So he knew if he stuck with that, that nothing would ever happen. Now with the 14-year-old girl, I don't really know much about that. You know, as far as legal wise, you how far you can go back, but I know he's doing the same thing that he's doing there with this little fake business he's got with the jewelry. He's a complete con artist, but he's not a smart man. He is not smart at all.
Nope. Fact.
I think we've caught him in so many lies that it seems like he would be getting smarter at lying, but he doesn't seem to be progressing down that road. It seems as if I hear the excuse a lot. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I've invited him to come chat with me, whatever. I don't have to talk to nobody. He can't. There's no way he can stand on anything that he said, because it's like we just find proof in other people that totally contradict everything he does. So it
Well, that's why his only response is ever via his live or his videos. He'll never box up. You know what I mean? Like, even if we agreed to just keep it one on one, he would never, because every single thing that he says can easily be debunked. And that goes for every other scammer on this platform, y'all. Like, fucking, it's not just Nate and Paige. They tell on themselves every single day, and Nate and Paige are real good at telling on themselves. Um, they show us exactly who they are on the daily. It's
That's
crazy.
true. That's very true. Every person on here that's manipulating people for money will tell on themselves. All liars always tell on themselves. You just have to sit back and watch. They always tell on themselves.
When people show you who they are, believe them. Like, that's it.
Well,
Like,
I don't know if y'all remember the paint by numbers. She tried to
Oh,
do a raffle as if it was a painting that she did.
yes,
Um,
yes.
it came off like Temu or something, Etsy, something like that. I made videos about it, but being I can't make videos anymore, you know, on a public platform, then I kind of just really don't even do it because, you know, people hate me because I bring awareness. They're like, oh, you know, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to stop these people. I never said I would stop anybody. I have stopped pedos on here, and that's a fact to protect the children. But as far as scammers, you can't stop them. They're never going to stop. They're going to do it in their hometown on the side of the road. They're going to, you know, they're going to do whatever. But there's people that hate me for no reason because I go after scammers. Like that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, why would you want these older people to be manipulated out of their Social Security, their only income? Like, just with people saying that just shows what type of people they are.
it's like something I'm going to show a little bit later here. I don't see how they could have a single supporter or moderator over there that will be able to sit there and say that this is okay, that that anybody should be all right with doing this to somebody, and you can't stop him like you said, but you can definitely slow him down. Look at Austin; he has to pop on YouTube or these other little apps and do what he does, but we know what he used to do on here, and his money train came to an end. I mean, for the most part, but
Accurate.
I mean, I guess what Auburn said is right. You can't stop them, but you can sure be a thorn in their side. You can make it tougher for them. You can get people to see the truth, and eventually the platform will get sick of getting reports if you do it the right way, and it'll come to an end for them. They'll find another way, like Auburn said. They'll hold a sign, or they'll go to Clapper, or they'll go to here or there, and they'll still try whatever they need to try. But
And you're right. They went to Clapper because the money was to a halt over here. Because if people would band together and just message these people, don't be mean, don't act like you know it all. Just say, hey, I'll lead you. You know, I can show you what's going on here if you're interested in seeing, but you're being taken advantage of. You know, thank you. Have a nice day, and go tag them in the videos, or you know, whatever it may be. That's what I started out doing on here because there was no reason for me to go live and stuff. I just messaged people on the back end and said, hey, this is what's going on. Come follow me on this page. I accepted them. They saw what was going on, and they stopped giving them money. But there's billions of people on here, so it's so hard to get to every one of them. But if everybody will band together, you can at least reach the ones that's giving the big amounts of money,
That's
and
true.
maybe they'll give up.
Yeah, and if the longer they're getting money on this app, the longer they're gonna be here, y'all. Like the longer that we make it easy for them, like the longer they're gonna stay, and they're gonna keep doing it. And they don't care if they took your last dollar. They don't give a shit if they took your last dollar. They just want it. And it doesn't matter how many videos are made, how many posts go up, how many lives are done. But we can definitely slow them down, and slowing them down, eventually they lose interest. They try to go find another app. It's like Adam said, look at Austin. It does work. If everybody bands together, it does work. But I don't know how they can have a single supporter on their platform, and I don't even what you're gonna show tonight understand how that would even be so much worse than everything else we've already seen. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Like,
so much
how can it get any worse?
other
Yeah,
stuff
right.
out
Yeah.
there already. Like,
Yeah.
It
we,
always
we've
does get
we've
worse.
already hit rock bottom, y'all. Like, we're already there. Are we gonna go lower to hell now? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. How much lower do we have to go?
Well, I'll tell you right now, FN is like the person I've never seen. I mean, there's some good OG awareness people on here, and it's good to see some of them coming back and maybe getting fired up again. You know who I'm talking to now. I know you're in the comments. Um, but I also would like to say FN is doing an amazing job on Nate and Paige, and that Reddit, that everything that they're doing is just top notch. I've seen things come in where she is basically FN was like, "Well, do you have a screenshot for this or that? We need to check this." There is no like wanting to play around and be messy or anything like that. So if you are curious in exactly what's going on with Nate and Page and the lies and the manipulation and the gaslighting and the just all the stuff that they do to take advantage of people, that is the person you should be following, even more than me on this. So, um,
Honestly, more than any of us.
yeah,
And yeah, you've done it all in such a professional light. This was exactly the way that it should any awareness should be handled. You know what I mean? Every fact should be checked. There's nothing you've thrown at them that isn't true. They're to the point where they're saying things are AI because they can't say anything else. You kept it all to the facts, and you know what I mean. The truth hurts more than anything. Like
I,
that's
Yeah.
I really appreciate all you guys, and I put things together and I put them on a platform. But honest to God, like the people over on the Reddit, the people over in the Discord, they are finding a lot of these receipts. They are clipping the videos, they're recording the live stream so that I can go back and do what I need to do. So I really appreciate everyone over there, and the heat has definitely been on them. And like I said, without other creators, I don't think they would be feeling the burn as much as they have these past couple weeks.
good.
The journalistic integrity. I'm just here to bump the fuse up a little bit, but the journalistic integrity from you, FN, and everyone in your whole community is. I've been a part of that for what 4 or 5 months now, and to see how you guys run everything, and it all starts from you all the way down. So genuinely, like the only reason we have stories to talk about is because of what you're doing, and it starts from you and all the way down. So thank you personally. I'm gonna go back to being quiet. I'm just here to bump the views up.
Appreciate it, dude.
but
But yeah.
continue on, FN. I don't know if you made it through your list or not, or if we started going off on a topic, or
No, I did make it through my list. I just really wanted to come on here and provide those resources. I'm happy to, dive into the evidence, the new evidence, or wherever you guys want to go from here.
Yeah. Well, just let me really quick. Let me see if I can figure out. I'm not super interactive with doing the lives all the time, so I'm gonna make sure I know what I'm try to figure out what I'm gonna play like I know what I'm doing here. So
I'm with you, man. I'm like, I barely know what I'm doing anymore. Like, it's been so long, so.
you would think
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Thank God one of us does.
This is just something you don't forget. This is something it comes natural to me. And anywhere, man, you've been around longer than 4 or 5 months.
For sure.
I don't know, for
And
you.
in that one community though, like watching FN run that community, it's only been about 4 or 5 months. Like, I've been running the story for a long time, and Auburn, it's a pleasure to finally work on the story with you at the same time. But it's just mad props to FN. Like in the limited time I've got to experience being a part of that community, seeing the journalistic integrity is just fucking beautiful.
Well, you've helped me tremendously. Like at least what, a year and a half, 2 years. I know. Just what you know about these people and getting the word out has helped tremendously because you've met them personally. I mean, you know who they are. You know people that have met them personally.
Yeah.
So that means a lot coming from people that's never met them.
Well, that's why it started, man. It's like you have so many people in this community, the traveling community, that are just amazing human beings, like all over the country, and the representation for them on TikTok is fucking gross and disgusting. So I'm always going to talk some shit, and I love talking shit, to be honest with you. So it kind of works out for me as well.
Look at me too.
And there's so many more, like what are they called? The Dirty Kids, Joanna.
Joe, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, cannot
They're
stand her.
they're fucking vile, but that's a topic for a whole nother live. Like,
You talking about some minor shit going on there? It really does.
yeah, she basically kidnaps kids and puts them on that bus, and like, you know what I mean. I'm not even gonna get started on that one. I've wanted to nominate her for a while. I just don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want the trouble.
You're trying to take us on a left turn here, Scammy.
I'm sorry. All right. Back on topic. My bad.
I'm just gonna actually run through this because I know people in the comments, they like to chat with each other. A lot of them are friends, so if I leave it off too long, I'm gonna start getting a bunch of message requests. Turn the crap back on or something. So, but anyways, Google, it's your friend, most people's friend. Just type in TikTok report form. I simplified it here. First thing that pops up, report a problem. Now, see, this is where I will be slow, probably trying to go in between the. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I'm getting this. Okay. All right. So when you go to that, report a potential violation is where you want to first go. Just click on that. Now, if you go to account violation or content violation, it's basically like you're doing it in app almost. And what happens usually when you report somebody's video in app or something, or they're live, it comes back later, and how many times do you see no violations found? So doing it on a browser like this, don't go to account or content violation, go to other. And then this is kind of where it's important. You got to put your up at the top, your email that's connected to your account. Nobody else sees this but you. If you can go to their video or their page and actually copy their link, there's a spot on everybody's page where you can copy a link, put it right in there, and then just put in this bottom box here exactly what you're actually reporting, what you saw them do, yada, yada, yada. They'll actually let you type it quite a bit. And then basically the last step, they even give you a spot. You can do up to 10. I don't think you can do a video, but you can do up to 10 screenshots, show exactly what's going on if you can. This is what really gets the platform's attention. When they start getting a lot of these instead of those just simple in live or video reports, this is what really matters, and they start looking at people. So please, try to use that system if you do see something. And I'm not asking anybody to go out and just report somebody for no reason, obviously. So, but best method to do it.
I don't know if I'm glitched or what, but it seems like there's no comments right now.
Yeah, I turned them off so people could read. I'm going to read what I was putting up. I'm about to flip it back on. I'm just slow at everything anywhere, man. I'm not like super fast on here like you, man.
He's off in the wilderness. He don't know if it's glitching or what.
I'm under a bridge by a river. Like, I don't know shit.
But anyways, you guys can go ahead and talk more about it while I get this flip back around. And
But this right here, what you're showing, this is great information. This is actually how you report somebody.
I
Because
mean, because you get to
doing it through
actually
the
see.
live, right, it doesn't work. Like, it really doesn't. Like, it takes them down for the moment. You want them took down forever. You want their account taken. Like Sober Life, the Jonathan and Lily guy that's on here selling these little bullshit. They're going to teach you how to make money, scam they got going on. His account's gone. Over 100,000 followers. Because everybody band together. And they reported him the way that Adam showed right there. They showed the physical proof where this guy scammed homeless Vietnam veterans. Like, it is so wild what this man has done. Well, I wouldn't call him a man. He's a boy. He don't even pay child support. I wish I could have got his baby's or his ex-wife, which his baby's mama, on here, that he doesn't pay child support for, yet he's got hundreds of thousands of dollars off this app. I actually went to jail and couldn't pay it. But anyway, this is the best way to report them. The way Adam just showed you, report them through the live takes them down temporarily.
It does, and you don't like. They only give you so many options for reasoning on why you're reporting. You can't be like, so I just seen a guy hit a, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be as specific as you can. Like, this honestly helps. You can include actual receipts of what happened instead of just hoping that TikTok catches the report that you're reporting. Because if you don't report it at the right time, at the right moment, they'll be like, nope, no violation found. Like, sorry, she didn't say the N word before you report. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, bro. Like, they'll literally leave any live up and take things like this down. And it's crazy. So yeah, definitely report that way because it absolutely does work, and we've definitely seen it with more than a few of them. I'm pretty sure that's how Austin's got taken down too. These types of reports are where you can actually send actual physical documentation of what you saw in that live. You got to use that instead.
Now, I want other people's opinion on this too. That ring, that's her wedding ring, engagement ring, whatever he made for her. I assume. I think that's what I heard.
$20,000 engagement ring. He
Like,
said.
what the hell is that?
It looks like a ring pop.
Yeah, it's Play-Doh. That's Play-Doh
No.
for sure.
I was about to say it looks like Play-Doh merged. Like, it kind of like it's squishy in spots, and then like the dime. Yeah.
But he does beautiful work. He does beautiful work, though.
Now, doesn't that have yarn on it because it's oversized? And if he was a jeweler, he would be able to like bring that down to size, right?
I don't know anything about jewelry, but that thing don't look right.
Neither do they. Malachite, malachite, agate. You know what I mean? But honestly, we have 334 people in here right now. I just want to say real quick, it'd be amazing if someone could stream, if you have the time, if you're over there all the time, if someone could stream their live on here. Because I feel like at least a quarter to a half of the people that watch them are people that are doing awareness or just, know that they're up to no good. And we're giving them more engagement. We're giving them more average view time and stuff like that. Even if you stop in the hallway in the search bar and watch them, you're still stopping on the app to watch them. It does help their numbers. So if anyone here wants to take the task, obviously I'm not doing it myself, so no judgment, no one wants to do it, but to actually stream them when they're live, even for a little bit, we can direct people to that spot, to that account. It'll help your account grow, and we won't be giving them any help.
So here's my question.
That's a great idea.
My question with that is because I before this account, I have had 2 other accounts and they've been taken down for impersonation. So I'm afraid that if I were to, stream their lives, that I would get either taken down for impersonation or other. Would I
Put
be
a filter on. Just put a filter on, some kind of filter, just to change the screen a little bit. It usually helps. You have Camara Rose.
Their entire
Rose.
platforms on that, basically. But that's what they do is they just throw a filter on it.
So if it's impersonation, he has to be going in there and putting his information in. Because I just recently did it. I don't know if y'all know, but there's an account just like the one I got, and it's missing 1 period at the end of Auburn. That's all it's missing. Stole my video, screen records them, I don't know. But I reported it. You have to show your fucking identification.
But for
Yeah.
Yeah,
FN, I wouldn't do it just because you might, if you do lose your account, there's so much resources in your account right here. Like I wouldn't do it personally if I was you.
got it.
He
Can
had to
everybody
be the one reporting you.
can everybody see this screenshot here of like the amount?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
FN, do you want to go on this one, or you want me to kind of tell since you're sick? Or
Yeah, take it away because, yeah, just go ahead.
all right. So there's a nice lady that had kind of, let's just say, I have like 10 different receipts here I could show that equal this exact amount, $9,200. Where April 17th, Paige was sent 500 for her birthday. She sent 1,000 for to help with the RV. She multiple times, I think it was for the RV. There was a Christmas. There was a Christmas when Paige, her mom, and Nate were there. She sent 300 and said 100 is for each of you. And I got the screenshots here, which I can put up too, but I'm not trying to keep switching and delaying everybody here. But she messaged Paige's mother, and Paige's mother basically said she didn't even get the money from Nate. Just kept the money. So basically, out of that $9,200, she is technically only. She's really upset about the $100 that didn't go to the person she thought it was going to go to for Christmas. Of course, Nate kept it. But here's my point. Now, here's my point. $9,200 from one person over about a year and a half span here that Nate got from one lady is absolute bullshit. And that is just taking advantage of somebody's kindness to a level that, I mean, it just pisses me off. I mean,
That's why they're still on the app, though. Look at that amount. Why would they leave? Like,
one
this is
person,
why. One
one
person.
person.
And we didn't know about this until just now. How many other people are sending the money behind the scenes, massive amounts of money that we don't know about?
More older people, like, because that's who he's targeting for this, like, kindness. You know what I mean? Like, how many more people are sending that type of money to these people who just think that they're some wholesome age gap couple? They're not.
I mean, I
She
feel
got
bad for this lady, and she's not even complaining that she did. She basically said, "I'm a fool," and I said, "You know what? You're not a fool. You have a kind heart, but you learned. At least you know now. I mean, you know $9,000 now, but you know now, and what if you're willing to show it? You might be able to save one or two other people or 10 other people from doing the same thing." And that's what she
right.
was. That's what she wanted to do. She was more upset about the $100 that didn't go to Paige's mother for Christmas than this whole 9,200. And that says a lot about this lady that gave them all this money. And for a man
Right.
like that to sit over there and just take this from somebody, it is low, it is dirty, and I don't
That
And
care if your RV's broke down. You don't take $9,000 over a course of time. And then she did say once she stopped giving them large amounts of money, or the money period, I can't remember exactly what she said. Basically, they quit communicating with her as much.
of course they
And
did.
so it's like she started looking around herself. She started seeing things and was like, "I'm just a fool." And all I could tell her was like, "No, you're actually not. It shows you have a kind heart, but this is why you don't give money to people that you don't know." I
right
mean,
in a scam, the only person that should feel bad is the scammer, not the person that got scammed. There's all those. I get scammed all the fucking time, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. You only play 20 or $30, but still, like, you should only feel bad if you're the scammer. It shouldn't be. Um, you should have no feeling, like no feelings of anger or embarrassment or anything like that if you got scammed. It's a learning experience.
Well, especially where they're putting on a facade, you know what I mean? They're putting on a persona that's not actually who they really are. And that's who people think that they're sending money to. They don't know that they're actually sending it to Nate, the grooming grifter, and like, you know what I mean? Like his complicit victims. Like they think that this like sweet age gap couple because they're, you know what I mean, they're being told that they were this old when they met. They weren't though, you know what I mean? Like they're not being told the whole story. They're being told bits and pieces of the whole story. And that's why these awareness pages exist, is because we want you to see the whole story. You're seeing it here tonight. Like, $9,200 is wild, bro. That's crazy. That's an insane amount of money. Like, and that's one person who is sending it. So one, just one. How many more are there?
They taking her life savings.
And they would keep doing it too if she was going to continue to sending it. Like they would continue of doing it. It would be up to 15, 20 by now.
And this is where I'm just like, you moderators over there, you supporters that want to sit there and argue for them and defend them, like, you're okay with this? What if that was your grandmother? What was that? What if that was your mother? Like, I bet you they wouldn't be defending them so hard if it was that case. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. How can they sit over there and just think that this is okay to take every penny somebody's got? Like, what if she only had 10 grand for the rest of her life? You know what I mean? And she had a monthly income of like maybe a grand, 1,200, whatever they get. And she pays her bills with that, but she could, you know what I mean, live off of that the rest of her life. And they took it from her.
Well, I
Most
wanted to bring up
people,
checkmate, and scam opera also because they definitely have been around for a long time, and I wanted to hear the ideas and things that they had about kind of everything we're going over here, like about slowing down. You know, like we already established, we can't stop people, but slowing them down. Like they've been around a long time. I'm sure they got little tricks of the trade. I want to get their input on this. Whoever wants to go, don't be shy.
I do want to speak on the fact of the business, though. You can go to irs.gov and you can submit a whistleblower claim. You can submit anonymously, but they won't take it as serious as if you put your real name and real identification with it. But there is a way to stop them.
Maybe you can get me that info, and next time we do like a live, or I'll do a video or something, and I can actually kind of put that out there. Maybe like how people can do that or something.
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, I've worked with the IRS for a long time, so if you have any questions, you can also message me.
Oh, that was dangerous. You just opened a floodgate.
It's fine.
I've
It
done that
helps.
before for a place I worked at. It does take some time for it to go through, but it does work.
It does. It does work. It does take time. I mean, it really does, but it does work. It does help.
Now, is there when people get donations? I've heard two different things, and I've actually really technically never dove into it. Is there actually a certain amount before they will start getting taxed on donations, or no?
So it just really depends on the donations, how they come in. If they come in like, and there is no claim that they are tied to, like they're coercing you to send the donations, then they're tax free. If the government finds out that you're, taking the donations by offering something, then they can surely be taxed.
So even if they're asking for donations, say for an RV repair, somebody puts on their $1,000 RV repair. Technically, it's just still a donation. It's not really
Correct.
anything that they would be taxed for, even if it was up to $100,000.
Right.
But all the stuff that's tied to their actual invoices, where they're invoicing people, that's a different story, I would assume.
It is.
Okay.
Yep. And that's where you can go to the irs.gov and submit a claim.
Perfect.
I think that's a great start. For sure. Getting the business aspect of it not looking so businessy anymore. Because when the IRS comes sniffing around, you know what I mean? They don't play. They're coming for you. That's that. So that's definitely a really good way to start.
they're not claiming any of these donations. He is maxing credit cards out in her name. He's ruining this girl.
She's already ruined.
Like the people over there, how are they not questioning where all this money is going? Where are they spending the money on? I mean, if you got $9,200, I mean, they couldn't even fix the camper.
Right.
It went to inventory, remember?
Well, I
That's what
think
he
it went to
said.
the inventory that her mom admitted that their inventory is and that they do on a daily basis. I think that's where a lot of their money goes. And I mean, my opinion.
Yeah.
I know where all of it goes.
Yeah.
Alcohol, that K word shit,
The K word. Yep. That's the main part right there.
cigarettes. They don't smoke though, guys. They don't smoke.
Yeah, right.
And then
Yeah.
they smoke the stuff. So that's it.
That
She does,
person
from what I
brought up
heard. The
a
mom
very
said
good
he
point.
actually doesn't, but either way, when you're going through those three different things between the two of you, that's a lot of money every day that you're spending. So,
Well, and
you know,
possibly now two additional people.
yeah,
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
and a
forgot.
baby.
I
And a
forgot all
baby.
about that.
And a baby.
Yeah, you make a good point, Bright. You said, and they don't stay still long enough. They don't have a permanent address.
Well, they do that for many reasons. I mean, nobody can tie them to anything if they're moving around so much, especially the IRS.
Well,
Yeah, I
Nate
mean,
won't go to Florida. He's wanted in Florida.
Yeah, that was another scam of his. He raised whatever it was. I can't remember 100 or 200 something or 100 something, and because he needed to pay his ticket that he got at the Parks and Recreation place or whatever, because technically they considered him camping what they were doing. He took off from
Right.
Florida and never paid it. So just another scam that they pulled on their people that believe in him so much, you know.
You know, they were going to go to the Cheer Choice Awards, and they backed out at the last minute. You remember that?
They got
Yep.
disinvited.
I remember you mentioning that before.
Yeah, TikTok said don't come.
Oh, really? And they just act
Yeah.
like they couldn't come. Okay, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
TikTok was hey, they give me excuse, your past history and addictions. We can't have you here. But
Well, you know,
they had Jelly Roll running it, so like they
It's
didn't
just not
want him
what
there.
we're looking for at this time. Maybe try again
well,
next time.
y'all know that Cheer Choice doesn't have a great track record with hosting scammers.
Well,
That's
that
It
is
fucked
is
a
it,
up.
true
it is
statement.
hard to see the comments of Benny.
Well, what do you guys? Because I'm such a novice at this. Like, what is the best thing to do for that? Just take
What?
off,
Just
like,
turn your camera off?
turn it what?
Maybe just turn your camera off completely.
Just like put it on me, or just what do you mean off?
On you, or just turn it off so it shows your profile picture?
Yeah, you can go into your guest settings, and your camera should be on there where you can turn it off.
Or put it on a darker picture where they can see the comments.
Black
Wait,
screen, yeah.
Paige's dad is here. Preston's
So
here.
someone under an account that has just one follower is saying that their page's dad. Their
If
name
I,
starts with HD. I don't
yeah,
know how
that is him. That is
that is
him.
him.
Yes,
Oh, really?
So he
yes,
is
it
in the
is.
chat right now.
He's actually a good guy. He really does want what's best for Paige.
If he wants to come up, I'm more than happy to back out so he has a spot.
Yeah, I
I
don't blame him. That's his daughter.
I don't know that he would want to do that. I mean, he would be more than welcome, but I don't know if he would want to or not.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Well,
Paige's
just
dad. I believe his name is Preston. I really do appreciate everything you said and everything you did. Because when y'all met up, you and Paige met up, and they made a big thing on TikTok about it. After that, you're like, dude, I don't like this fucking guy, and you were so like direct and straightforward about it. It was truly genuine, and it's a shame that like they turned that into an attack against you and all that. I saw that happen in real time, but from everything I've seen, you're a solid ass dude. This is looking out for your daughter, man. Much respect.
and honestly, like any one of us here, like we just want to see what's right for her. My issue is Nate. Truthfully, he is the issue. Um, No, I don't want to view Paige as a scammer. I'll say it again. I feel more she's just his victim. I want to see her get out. Um, yeah, as fast as she can. You know what I mean? I want to help her get out. I I don't want to. You know what I mean? Her associating with this guy for as long as she has is just it's destroying her, and it's just the saddest thing to see.
I've watched her turn into him, like the same shit he does. Like
His
he
mannerism.
is, he is totally like, oh my god, it pisses me off. That's why I can't watch him. Like I really can't. I
I don't
refuse to
hardly ever
watch him.
watch anymore either. I can't stand it.
I've watched it for so long. It's too much.
But I think he did say he would come up. So if somebody wants to drop, I'll try seeing if he wants to come up.
Yeah, go ahead and try. I'll go ahead and drop real quick. 1 second.
Sure, I'll drop. You want me to?
I don't know that he has enough followers to get in the box.
It said it sent an invitation.
Oh wow, it did work.
How are you guys doing?
How you
Hello.
doing, Preston? How you doing, sir?
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to
I'm
meet
all
you.
right.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Anything in particular you'd kind of like to say?
I
Or
literally just got back on the. I don't know if I can have it for a second. I guess. I literally just got back on the TikTok. Adam, you and I talked before.
yes.
When this originally started, it drove me batshit, to be honest with you. And with the recent, things that have happened with her mother and such, and the recent live y'all did, I've become involved. First and foremost, my daughter is the most important thing to me in the world. There's just, my hands have been tied. Trying to life.
I couldn't even imagine as a father what you would go through. You know.
No, I have an 11-year-old, and yeah, she's really not that far away from the age Paige was when she met Nate, and I guess that's kind of what I keep relating back to is I just wouldn't want to see my daughter end up with a man like this. It's not a man I would want to be with. Truthfully, it's heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to you.
Well, right. And it's where I can clarify a lot of things. Yeah, she did meet him. People, Paige came due to her mother overdosing. So she came with, and I got a call from the hospital. My daughter. I dropped everything I had. I was working on the road. And I dropped everything. I went and got my daughter and spent some time at a friend's house that was never there. We watched his house to keep warm winter with the stoves going. He let me do that, transition all that, finding her mother overdosed. This page actually literally saw that. I guess, the place where I was, I was want a future for my kids, everything, because I have two daughters. I actually have more than two daughters because I have stepchildren that I consider my daughters. And so I ended up, stopped working on the road. I went work at freaking Walmart. After, doing my savings, after having
HD, I'm sorry to interrupt, man. Like, I do not mean to interrupt, but you are breaking up something fierce.
Are you
You have
in a bad place for bad service or something, Preston?
Well, so at my house, kind of a little different. You can go out on the porch.
Yeah, I think you were just breaking up here and there, and it was getting hard to hear you.
All right, is that better?
Way
Yes,
better.
actually, it is. Yes.
No, that's fine. Um, I have a Wi-Fi cell service, so it's a hotspot. Anyway, is that better?
Way
Yes.
better.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, and so Paige come to live with me. I had already, been seeing Melinda and stuff. I mean, whatever the things that Tanya said, whatever. I didn't leave Tanya for Melinda or whatever. We met way after. But she understood the situation I was in. I needed to stay somewhere else to help my daughter and, stay in school and, take care of everything like that. But
So what year is this at this point?
this is back when she was 14. It was way before she was 14, but she was 10 years old.
Like at this point in the story, where like you're not dating Tanya anymore, you're not married to Tanya anymore, and you're moving on and dating this new person,
Correct.
and Paige is coming to live with you.
Correct.
And what year was that?
Oh Lord, man. I'm 51. My memory fails me.
Man, I'm lucky. I know what I did 2 hours ago.
We're probably talking like 2015, maybe
right.
sooner.
And Paige isn't 16 yet.
Correct.
Okay.
Paige was way younger.
I just want to kind of get a
She was
frame of
way
reference.
younger. Yeah, she was way younger when she came to live with me. She was like 9 years old. And me and Melinda raised her. They actually, she took her right under her wing, and Melinda was very good to her. She helped me out and this and that. She has her own 2 daughters, which I still consider my daughters because their dads were not involved. And just they grew up, got in high school, experienced this, experienced that. Then she wanted to go live with her mother all of a sudden because me as a father, the way I was, nope, no boys, school's first. Because I knew where she came from, I knew who her mother was, everything else, and just because of everything I knew, I was going to keep her protected from any influences that I could to help her succeed in life. I wasn't strict about no boys, this and that. It's just the area we lived in ain't none of them no good. But yeah, she ended up going to live with her mother, and I mean her mom was never there, never at the house. She was over with a girlfriend over in Livermore Falls.
She left Florida and went to Maine.
No.
Were you still in Maine
so,
at this time, Preston?
Yes, sir. I was still in Maine at that
I
time.
was thinking you were probably still in Maine.
I moved.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, a little history. I moved to Florida 3 years ago. This is after all of this happened and went down. Actually, when all of this went down, they were actually staying at Tanya's sister's house. And that's when I found out about the whole scenario. Because Tanya's sister called me and she said, Preston, I'm sorry. I did not know this was going on. She called me and told me about Nate and Paige, this whole situation. And I was like, whoa. And this was like 11 o'clock at night. Everybody and anybody that I knew, I put an alert out.
And this was in the trailer. This was in the trailer that she actually owned. I think I know exactly who you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Exactly that place.
Yep.
That's when I actually got to talk to Tanya, and she's like, I didn't know this. And I said, no, ma'am, I think you did. Anyway, we had our disagreement about it, whatever. But at that point, it was about my daughter. I went on full alert. I mean, I was out driving all day and night trying to find. I mean, I come from a biker first and foremost. Got a lot of friends in low places, and I had an alert.
You're kind of breaking up.
You are breaking up again, sir.
Sorry, I went back in the kitchen. Damn it.
All right, so
But
you find out Nate and Paige are dating.
but they escaped. Sorry.
What age is Paige at that point?
Yeah, that's when I found out. 14.
But how 14? Okay. Holy shit.
She's 14. She
That's
was entirely
way
too young.
worse than I
The
thought.
last
When she first started dating him, it was 14?
So she would come see me at work at Walmart. All right. When she'd come see me at work at Walmart, because this is now, mind you, this is when she was staying with her mother. She would come see me at work and just say hey, whatever. But Nate would be with her. And Josh is out in the car. He's on his phone doing this, that, and the other, or something, this and that. You know, so basically the wool was pulled over my eyes. I had no clue what was really going on. Apparently, Josh was never in the fucking car. So, and now, mind you, like, listen, I just now started talking to my daughter again. So this is in no way to damage her but at this point, I'm just worried. You know, basically because what just recently happened with her mom.
Your daughter's a victim.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir.
like what Nate did is
Right.
horrible. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
we're not
But-
trying to go after Paige and trying to go after Nate. We're trying to at least
No,
make him
no,
aware
no.
of what he's done. You know?
No, and I totally get that, but at the end of the day, you know, once they see the live and Dad's on here, my daughter stops talking to me. So
She's currently talking to you
that's
now?
not what I want. No, she is talking to me now.
No, that's good. I just figured she.
Yeah.
It sounded like she was ripped apart from everybody, and he didn't want her talking to anybody. I didn't know you had any communication currently.
I haven't talked to her in 2 years since just now when her mother left.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, like, she was going to meet you. They made a big thing on TikTok with the video and all that, the videos, and then you're like, "Hey, I don't like this guy."
Yes, sir. We
This
met
whole
here in
situation
Florida.
sucks. And then they
Yep,
kind
we
of
met here in
attacked you,
Florida.
if I remember correctly.
Well, they attacked me because I went ape shit, and I was basically going after Nate. So.
Man, I seen you on live. I saw that live. I was there when you went live on your account and you were popping off about Nate. And I gotta say, there was nothing more fucking respectable I've ever seen in my life, homie.
Nate flew out of Florida that very night.
That very night.
Yep.
Running away.
Apparently.
That's fucking wild. 14. That's way worse than I even thought. Like, that's just...
I personally thought the timeline was 15 when it started. I didn't actually know about anything before that.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's pretty wild.
You know, the sad thing, I'm not surprised. I'm
Me
not
neither.
shocked. There's no, like, oh my God moment. It's just like, yeah, that checks. That makes sense.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
But, like,
Crazy.
when does she get too old for him? You know what I mean? Like, and then she's just left being broken. Like, that's the part that I'd like for us to not get to. I want to get you out, Paige. Like, I know you're listening. Like, get out of this situation. This is a bad man. You got your father in here. Like, he's a bad man. Like, I again, as a parent, like, I wouldn't want to see my daughter with this man. Like, I wouldn't want to see my daughter with anybody even like him. Like, it's not good people.
Preston, I hate to keep pressing you. Well, we have a question from FN in here. FN has been running this whole show for the last year, hands down. And FN asked, like, so Paige was dating Josh at some point, and then all of a sudden she was dating Nate, Josh's father. Preston, can you hear me? Microphone check.
I think he might have lost service or something.
Right.
Can you hear us, Preston?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anywhere, man, was
Can you hear me
asking
now?
a question for FN.
Yeah, no, I heard the question. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Just want to ask that real quick. I'm out.
Yep, no, you're good. I don't know why this ain't working. I do phone calls here all day.
TikTok is a different kind of connection.
Yeah,
Apparently, they take a little
correct.
extra.
And
Takes
That's why I
Preston,
three
deleted the
quarters of
damn
a gig of
thing. But
data per
anyhow,
hour.
I also
yep,
did want to state for the record, Preston, that in the times I've talked to Tanya a little bit here and there, or
yep.
seen anything, she's in to me or anything I've seen, she's actually never badmouthed you. And I'm sure as exes, you guys have things behind you. But like I said, hopefully it's all about Paige at this point. And I know you. I'll never forget that video you did of you standing in a restaurant or maybe it was a bar. I can't remember where, and I think I got it on my old hard drive somewhere. And I know you couldn't keep it up for long because you were trying to get a hold of Paige before she got too far from you. And
Correct.
I never seen something so heartfelt about how you felt about the situation as in that video. And but hopefully you and Tanya at least will be on the same page separately or however you are to be there for her, and hopefully Paige will get out of the situation she's in somehow.
And I mean, at the end of the day, that would be the hope, but I can guarantee you that's not hers. I'm sorry, I know too much about her. It's just,
Oh, you're talking about
yeah,
Tanya.
yeah, Tanya.
I
I
got
mean,
you.
it's just our history's good. I mean, we're not enemies or anything like that, but
Good.
I mean, she's just always had a different look out at what she wants, and it's just. And yes, I have a lot of resentment because I hold every bit of this against her because her needs at that time were more than what was going on over there. Paige was staying at her house by herself, had free reign. Her brother was calling me and telling me, "Hey, Preston, listen, things aren't right over here." He was staying there at the time as well, and Matthew, and he's just like, "This isn't right, Preston. I'm just reaching out, letting you know what's going on over here, this and that. You need to talk to mom, blah blah blah." I'm just like, "Yeah, man." I say, I said, "It's a fine line." I said, "I can't do nothing over there." I said, because the landlord was her sugar daddy, so there wasn't much I can do over there because he definitely had me removed quick. But there was some things going on over there.
Well, regardless of how it all happened in the past and who was at fault, I would just hope that whoever did wrong or whatever, everybody's just, like I said, taking into account what's best for the situation and going forward, I mean, some people don't change, some do. Some wait till way later. I guess we can only hope that people are doing what's right now.
And that the end game is again getting Paige somewhere safe and out of the situation that she's in and into a better one, like a way better one.
Well, the bad thing is she thinks she is safe, and she is manipulated. She's groomed. We all know that, and she is okay with her situation, and that's kind of like the whole point of all the people that are over there supporting that after hearing exactly how it started, how it progressed. How can you sit over there and kiki and just live it up with them and just protect them and act like I don't know how many times I say, well, she's old enough now, she's of age. They spew the lies about her age that she claims to be, and you can't protect that. You can't protect that situation. I mean, it's at this
And
point, anybody there that's been doing it for a while, they have to know. You have to know.
and
At
mentality wise, she's only 14. You know what I mean? I want to keep that in mind too. When we come to mental growing, when you get groomed as a child, you stay that age mentally. You know what I mean? You stay that age. Like, so, mentally, she is still a 14-year-old girl. Her mannerisms, her everything has changed since the day that she's been with Nate. It shows. It shows in their timeline. The way she's dressed, the way she's acted. She's been molded into the person that he wants. She's not Paige anymore. She's someone else now.
if there's no resolution for this current situation, and
Yeah.
and what happens, like what we think is going to happen, where Paige outgrows his age preference, hopefully we can at least stop him from using that platform to get somebody else to do it all again. because that's a big ass platform in order to manipulate and lie to people.
Which he's doing, like we've shown tonight. You know what I mean? Like, which we like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, it's been shown. Like, he is manipulating whoever he can, and people are sending money, and they're gonna keep doing it for as long as they keep getting the money to do so. Why would you stop? Why would you stop if you're getting paid? You know what I mean? Why would you? Why would you even bother?
You want me to tell you how I know when they're in trouble financially? Because they'll get on
Something
here
breaks
and
down.
they'll start using God. That's what they did back when they were begging for food. Y'all don't remember that?
They were handing out. He was sending out to hand out things to people.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you hand out that fucking RV you supposedly gave to a vet? There was no video of that.
Preston is requesting again.
I got him.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're good.
It popped me out for some reason.
They didn't give that RV to
Apologies.
anybody. They sold it.
Well, yeah. If you really wanted to make yourself look good, you'd be happy to provide that receipt in a heartbeat. I mean, that would be Nate's golden ticket. Look what I did. I gave this to a veteran. You know.
How much money do you think they've made since they've been on here? And I mean, just for real, what do you think?
It's a lot.
I'd say well over $100,000. You showed a receipt of one lady sending almost 10 grand.
I was
Imagine
gonna
how
guess
many
around
more
150.
people do that.
I was gonna guess
say
like
that
two.
too.
I was gonna say two.
They might be working close to $500,000.
But they don't have anything saved, like, I'm guessing. Like, you know what I mean? It sounds like they get it, they blow
There's
it,
no
they get
telling.
it, they blow it. Like, you know.
I mean, basically, the stuff they're doing right now, it's like, you know, it's funded somehow.
Yeah, TikTok.
I would say about 300 grand myself. And I've been watching them a long fucking time.
Well, the one thing I get too is how come people don't cue into the fact that he'll be in one video or one live saying, I make some good gold jewelry. People need to order. Or, I spent 30 grand on stones this week. And, you know, and even back then he would flash money and be like, oh, everybody's mad because they don't have this in their pocket. You know, we're legitimate business owners. And but every time something breaks, it can be a $200 alternator. He's quicker on there to try to raise money for it. Like,
No, like I said, they were sitting on live begging for donations. Like, they weren't, like, directly saying it, but they were basically saying, like, yo, well, you know, if you want to donate to the vet visit, like, that we're gonna have to do to go put this dog down, like, we're accepting donations for that, as they sat outside their RV. They were using the dog dying as a way to gain donations, like, period. Like, that's it. And, you know, he even left it on that note, like, we're still going to go to the vet. So if you still want to send something, you totally can. Cash App in the bio. Like, you know, he dropped that so people would be like, oh my God, yeah, we got to help get that dog cremated. Like, we gotta, you know what I mean? Like, he's just going to pull at your heartstrings every time something goes wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Which just shows that they are blowing through whatever money they got.
and you will hear the spiel every time of if anybody criticizes them, you're so broken. These people are so broken. They need God in their life, or they're just miserable with themselves. It's the same thing over and over again. And even Tanya confirmed she lived with him for a year or whatever it was, that they're the most ungodly people that she's ever seen in there. So it's all a ruse. It's all fake. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. I mean, stop giving them your money.
Facts. Just put your wallet away. Like, truthfully.
Let's talk about sharing the videos and stuff, like getting the shit out there.
Yes. Yeah. Again, and I know I've said this a few times on this topic, but, like, you know, we know how to push videos. If you do all the things, you like it, you comment, you share it, you favorite it, all the things help push that into the FYP. And keep it respectful, you know what I mean? We're not here to bully anybody. We're not here to dox them. We're not here to show their location. Handle it with some integrity, you know what I mean? Just stick to the facts. Again, people are going to show you exactly who they are all on their own. We're just asking you to share it. Share it so more people can see it and so less people can donate. We wanna slow the money train down because we want to see less of it. Like that's the whole point here.
And then that video that you have about Cowboy, like I wonder how much more money they got from that because they're acting like the mother got all the money.
I don't think Cowboy sent them any money.
Oh, I don't either. I think that's
I
all
I
it.
think that Cowboy is one of their peoples that they put. That was a performance. That
Definitely.
pinned video that I have there, that was a performance. Like he put on a show. They both did.
Nah,
Um,
there was better acting than Sharknado for
they
real. No,
no, like I did a better job. Like they literally put on a show for everyone, and it was
No,
horrible.
cowboy, no.
No, cowboy, no. Like it. I'm sorry, but then there was zero receipts shown of this $1,300. Cowboy couldn't respond when Paige's sister reached out. Like that told us everything we needed to know. Because if that money was really sent, where the hell's their receipt? Like I'm sorry, that was a set up. Like that was a show. That was a show. And if anyone in their life fell for it, then I don't know. That's where they're getting their money from because they got some real dumb people in there sometimes. Like clearly, and I don't mean to be mean. I really don't. Like I really don't. I'm not trying to be mean. But if you fell for that performance, goddamn, like wow.
and Lisa in the comments is right. The baby is the next money grab.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and them wanting a camper for the son because I'm sure they don't want that baby around. Nate doesn't.
Hell no, he's trying to get that shit gone
Yeah.
until it turns 14. Is it a girl? He shouldn't be around children, if you want my fucking opinion.
Yeah, he really shouldn't.
Absolutely not.
I mean, that's the way it should be.
no, he shouldn't be around children. Period. Like honestly, the baby is my next fear too.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean he's abusing that dog. So what's next?
you can't control a baby crying. Not at that
No.
age. Like I've had to. Like you can't. What happens when that baby gets Nate in a bad mood? You know what I mean? Like I'm scared. I'm scared for the whole household right now. I truly am.
Now, where
Yeah,
are they
because
sleeping at? On the floor?
yeah, they made him sleep out in a tent the other day, other night.
Oh man, with a baby. That is so
Yeah,
fucked
with the
up.
baby.
I'd be like, leave the baby in here. Y'all
Well, I
go
think they
outside.
came
If they
in the
cause
middle of the night
trouble,
or something, didn't they?
I don't know, but shame on Josh for allowing his family to go through this. Like
hey,
honestly, you're a
look,
man now.
he's
I
got
get it.
nowhere else to go.
He should find somewhere else to go. That's his
You're
family. He's
right, but
bringing
he
them.
don't
He's
have. You
bringing
got to
them
think about
joy.
it.
Like
He
I
thinks his
don't know.
dad's gonna help him. He's not gonna help him. He's gonna hurt him.
Well, he should know his dad by now. Like
He might steal his little girlfriend.
that's another thing I thought
Wouldn't
about
that be
too.
some
You
shit
know
if
what is going to happen?
That
What?
takes
actually
Paige
crossed my
out and takes
mind.
that girl? Think about that, y'all. What if that really happens? You know he's making his moves on her.
It sounds like he's being show offy, ever since the son got there. And I have wondered, like, who's he showing off for? 'Cause I don't think that it's TikTok, and I don't
Right.
think that it's his son, and it's definitely not the fucking baby. Like, you know what I mean? So who is he showing off for? Because he's been puffing out his chest ever since they got there. Um, I've seen it. Like he's showing his little tail feathers. Like he's putting on the mating dance. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Paige is 22 now. That I don't know how old the girlfriend is, but it's sad.
Well, I sent a message to Josh. I even posted a screenshot of
That's
it
sad.
that just saying like, don't do this to your baby and your new wife. Maybe I'm mistaken. FN would probably know. I don't know if he's newly married or if it's just his girlfriend. I'm actually not clear on that. But I basically was like, man, don't do this to your baby and your wife. Like don't go down this path. And Josh was the one that told me 3 years ago or whenever I first started messing with this, like, he was so enraged with his father at that time. He's like, I don't want to be the man that my father became. And I mean, I just don't see why he's there and why he's doing this now. I mean, I think it's about money. I think it's about he sees the way Nate's living, and maybe he wants to do that too now. I don't know.
So FN is curious. Preston, if you don't mind,
Yes, sir.
can you share like Paige's history and like you said Paige was a trouble kid. So like how so? Like, any more information you can give on that?
As far as what, Josh?
No, it's like you said Paige was a trouble kid. Like how is Paige troubled? And can you shed any light on
She
that?
wasn't troubled. I mean,
Oh, okay.
her mom put her across as a troublemaker. What she means is just within the household, sneaky stuff. Just sibling rivalries, and
That's not trouble. I was
yeah,
trouble.
that's not trouble.
That's not trouble.
Well, I
No,
think Paige
no.
herself has also said
Paige
online
was
like she's been
actually
in
a
trouble.
she was a very awesome child. She was very caring. She was very helpful in the house. I mean, if somebody was to ask for a perfect daughter, she was probably it. She went out of her way to say, "Hey, can we do this? Can I help you with this? Can I help you with that?" And yeah, but it was all, maybe, I don't know if it was a plan or whatever else, but she loved the attention. If she could help, it was attention. Because I think there was some things mentioned, by her or by her mother or, whatever about me being about me. No, it's just, I was trying to raise all of them. I mean, Tanya had 6 kids now. So, and dads were not explicitly involved, so it was it was a damn circus in that house all the time. But we worked it out. We made it work.
If you don't mind, Preston, I know that time you saw her in Florida, like, because there was even a video about it. Like, it seems like you barely even got to see her. I think maybe you took her for a ride on the bike. I'm not 100%, but
I was
how
on
did
my
you
bike
get?
the first time we went to see her, and then I went back and got my pickup truck so we could take her out to lunch.
Okay.
He actually let me take Paige to go have lunch and stuff and whatever. It was right down the road. They were staying at the Walmart in Palaca.
Oh, Pecan
And
Palaka, hell yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it
That
was
was the
what it
last time
was.
you saw her, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And they had a video. Did you see the video from them? It was like Nate's like giving away Paige to you. It was very strange. It's like Paige is going to hang out with her dad. Why is this like a big what to do?
Because she's not allowed to leave him.
No, she had a phone and everything. He checked up on her a couple times. She was texting constantly.
That's so sad. I'm sorry, but that's
Yeah,
just so sad.
my significant other, she picked up on a lot of it, and well, due diligence, we just chose to not do what needed to be done because it was probably the wrong way. So
I have to ask a question, and I'm not trying to like be sideways with you or disrespectful at all. But like your daughter's 14, and you hear like she's dating this guy who's fucking 39, 38, whatever at the time. What was your first
yes, sir.
reaction, and then, like, what was your first thoughts? Like, how did it happen? You know what I mean?
I'm not even sure if you want this recorded.
Just
She was
fucking
not
shoot it
living
straight,
with
man.
me.
Shoot it straight. You're good, brother.
I'm good with
I
straight.
mean,
Yeah, I want straight.
I went for blood. I mean, I jumped in my vehicle, and I went out looking all night. All I wanted was to get my fucking hands on him. Period. That's all I wanted, to get my hands on him.
That's a
I
dad.
did not give a shit about the consequences, anything else.
All right, so
It,
that makes a lot of sense because like 4 years later or five
Yeah.
years later, You're going to meet her. It's the first time you've seen her since then, I'm sure. And you just, I don't want to rock. I don't want to rock the boat. I want to like hang out with my daughter for a second. Is that accurate, or like am I way off kilter here?
Well, basically, it's what they suggested because I mean, yeah, he didn't want me nowhere near the camper, this and that and the other, and it's like, yeah.
You all met like a public parking lot.
She talked to me. She was the one that talked to me. Yeah, said she wanted to go have lunch. So it's like, yeah, let me take you out to lunch. It's fine.
What did she say? Like, what did she say? Like during that lunch hangout. You don't need to tell me. I'm just curious.
During that lunch, during that lunch, she was basically just trying to get me to accept what her and Nate were as far as their relationship, everything this that. To this day, I still don't understand it. I know there was a video a while back with her, this and that, about daddy issues, this and that, and what a father's supposed to be to you or whatever. You know, she's talking about holding doors and flowers and this and that. I was like, no, honey, that's not what fathers are supposed to do. Fathers are supposed to teach you how to live in this world and raise you to, you know, to be prepared for the world. You know, holding doors and flowers, that's for a man you meet.
Right.
You know, or a boyfriend or whatever.
100%.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it's just, I think might have just, you know, maybe it is on me, you know, that I did not.
No.
That girl had all the attention that she ever needed. Whenever she said, daddy, 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 well, daddy was there. Sometimes it could be there, of course, man, like any other father. But
you might not want to hear this, but really the only person this lies on, the only person who did wrong here, is fucking Nate, man. You know, he came in, he did his thing, he did his scam shit, and you know, like, Nate is the only person to blame here, not yourself. You know, and just the fact that you're fucking here speaks volumes on who you are. Like, and again, I saw the whole thing develop like early on in the social media career, you know, involving you, and dude, like you will always stand up. Like I really, given your story, given everyone else's story, like we have first-hand accounts and witness accounts of everything. I don't see it any point where you're at blame for some fucking con artist to come in that likes them young. You know what I mean? That's not your fault. I hate to say it that way. I hate to be so blunt.
No, I agree. Like, honestly, like, it sounds like you tried. It sounds like you did whatever you could to get, but at the end of the day, if she didn't want to leave that situation, she wasn't gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, you can drag her out, but there's no chance there's no running back.
She's currently asking me if I'm unalive. So, yeah.
I'm really sorry if this affects any relationship that you guys did have, but we really just want her out. Like,
I've been honest with her this week, 100% anyway, because where she actually the what I just talked about with the door holding and the flower, I shared that particular reel with her, and I said, "Hey, is this really what you?" I was like, "Is this what you want to put out there?" I was like, you know, when your mom did what she did, I was like, Dad stopped his whole way of living. I was like, I stopped working for a year and a half and helped transition that, because I mean, it's traumatizing. It's got to be. If you find your mom overdosed, it's like, how do you actually deal with that? How do you,
at the age she was, too,
proceed? Right? How to proceed with making that right in her life whole again? And I mean, and then, you know, God forbid, I've been construction my whole damn life. You know, I've gone out, traveled, and, you know, I've worked my ass off, and then I went to freaking Walmart so I could be home with her. And it's like, I did very well at Walmart, actually, but
if you could give one message to Paige right now, what would it be?
He said, "Yeah, I love her. I wish she'd come home."
Love that.
And
Preston, I need to ask one thing, and then I know FN's going to probably want to ask some things, but I just wondered, like, back when this happened, did anybody contact the authorities, being that she was of that age, under the consent age?
They did not have they were contacted, um, and it was said that without proof, because of the other side of the family, there was no how do you say it, coordination. There was nothing that coincided with each story. It was two different stories. And I will not lie, I was not trying to handle it legally. In the world that I lived in at that point in time, I wore a cut as a member of an MZ and was handling it my way. So,
Well, because I'm personally trying to listen to you and Tanya and everything you both say, but I also have to like understand that you guys have a history and I don't want you guys to like blame each other and stuff, but in the end, I just want what's good for Paige, you know.
that's all it's about.
Yeah.
If you had one message
Tanya,
to get to Nate, what would it be?
Please don't ever come near me.
That was so nice, honestly.
Please, God, do not ever come near me.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
was
have been
getting ready
that
for the
fucking nice.
strike.
I know, like you kept that real clean, like honestly, because I can't.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't say what I need to say to Nate.
Don't
Like,
ask me what I want to say to him.
yeah,
You
seriously.
learn to do that at 51 and after everything that you've been through. So.
Clean.
It's not easy, but with the life that I live right now, as you know, with my position in the community and my job, I mean,
See, I
my
don't have to
future is
worry about
also
that.
important.
What I want to say to Nate right now is Nate from MP Jewelry, Nathaniel Page. Nate, just Nate. Go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. You fucking like him
Well,
young.
no, I'm
And
fearless.
honestly, I hope I can prevent you from doing this again, you piece of fucking shit. Talking to Nate. This is aimed at Nate.
Everybody keep tapping, protect the live.
Yeah, protect anywhere, man.
Nah, fuck this. I'll lose this whole account for this. Fuck that motherfucker. That grooming ass piece of shit who thinks he can lie his way out. I love the fact that he made a video that we can disprove in two different ways about
Yep,
why he could not get with Paige before she was fucking 18.
that
If
was
that does
easy,
not,
too easy.
anyone in here that follows them, supports them, and fucking keeps in the fucking in that whole community, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, really,
The
what
sad
in
thing
the
is a bunch
fuck are
of them
you
have
doing?
children.
I
That's the
know.
second sad part. It's usually people with kids in the fucking profile picture. Like, homie, if you're over here from over there and you don't see all the fucking proof and evidence that everyone here has brought towards that she was not fucking 18 when they started dating. We found out tonight she was 14, and you're gonna support them. You know what you're gonna do? Eat a whole bag of fucking dicks. And I'm done. I'm done. I get that out of me. I appreciate you guys for letting me ramble there.
No,
You're good,
but
bro.
like,
There,
amen. Period.
Hey, FN, you got anything? I think he's off right now, but I was gonna say you probably want to ask Preston a couple things.
Yeah, I did have a question. If he unpauses, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, I do want to say thanks to him for coming on and sharing about Paige a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to hear a little bit of backstory on Paige, like at all.
Preston, are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Thanks for coming on. It sounds like Paige is probably watching this live, so the only like real question I just want to ask to you is at any time if she feels like she needs to get away or she wants to get away, is she able to come to you? Is she going to be able to get the resources to leave?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So this is like the third family member that's like said this openly and alive so far, guys. Like
Yep.
this is how many
Well,
people she has that she could potentially go to that she considers like that she doesn't. Like it blows my mind. And I really feel like it's not coming from Paige. I feel like it's coming from Nate. Like it feels like it's coming from Nate. I'm so sorry. I'm so raspy, guys. I'm so congested tonight. But it feels like every string being pulled is Nate, and almost none of it is even Paige anymore. Truthfully.
she zones out half the time and disassociates, and part of that can be from the K stuff, but also she just, I think she gets lost in her own head half the time now.
That clip
Well,
of her,
Paige's biggest thing when she was younger is she wanted to travel. She really did. She wanted to see the world. She wanted to see the country. She wanted to see all the beauty that was out there in the world. Because, I talked about, because she knows I went to Sturgis and stuff. I told her about Mount Rushmore and everything out there, this and that. And, she was very excited about listening to the stories, seeing those pictures. And I mean, that's always been a life goal for her. She just wanted to travel. She wanted to be a photographer. She wanted to take care of animals. She wanted to be a vet. But it's just like what she's doing now. It's probably exactly what she wants to do. Seriously, it probably is, and that's what helps her hide behind it. I guess I don't know. I mean,
I guess when you put it like that, it's what she wants to be doing, but I feel like she could be doing it a more healthy way. You know what I mean? Like with maybe like a guy a little bit closer to her age. Doesn't even really have to be like closer to her age. Just not a man that groomed her from 14 on. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind like an age gap relationship. There's nothing truly wrong with it. You know what I mean? So long as it's done the right way. You know what I mean? And the way that it was done here is not. It's if you're sending them money, you're supporting a groomer. You're supporting someone who will absolutely lie and take everything out of your bank account if he can. And every piece of evidence has been shown in several different lives, in several different videos on FN's page. Anywhere a man has an entire playlist. Thing Out the Nonsense has a bunch of stuff. It's been shown like over and over and over again, and they somehow still have all these supporters sending them money. That's wild, bro. Like that's crazy.
And so the history on that, her mom's first 3 relationships were age gap relationships. I don't know if it stems that way, but I mean, her and I are a year apart, but she was very young when she first met Michael and Margaret's father. So.
Yeah, who knows
there's no telling. There's not a science to it. There's nothing. Everybody points to daddy issues, this and that. They actually had that question on their TikTok or whatever, and I mean, it's not about issues. It's about experience. It's about the access. It's about, I mean, as her father, I'll say it 100%. It's about lack of parenting. We did not protect her from that.
Just real quick, because I saw somebody mention it in the chat earlier, because Paige had said this on live. Was she ever on probation as a kid?
No.
Did she ever have a history of drinking or substance use?
No.
Are you concerned that she has that issue now?
No.
Okay.
Maybe pot, maybe weed, and those girls in Maine it's legal, so I mean all the kids were doing it, but we all grew up around it, I think.
I mean, I do.
I mean, if that's the only thing my child's doing, well, you gotta help her. She's alright. As long as she stays out of that shit her mother's gonna do, so.
There's worse things than that, but Nate would be like a worse thing than that, and she's there doing it with him.
Which is a lot of history I didn't even know. I mean, I probably would have fought that trip to Arizona a little harder, so.
Do you have any concerns about maybe like the financial aspect of what's going on here? Because she has said before that Nate has helped her build up her credit, and I can't help but think, considering his history, that it's done in a malicious.
He's gonna ruin her life. He is
Yeah.
Oh
going
yeah.
to ruin her credit. He's going to ruin her credibility, and she's going to have to pedal her ass out of it for the rest of her life.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. I think probably
Been
getting
there,
her
done
credit
that.
up was just so he could take advantage of her credit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I did hear was Tanya also in an age gap relationship?
Yes, 3 times.
Okay.
She has 6 children, 5 different fathers. Paige is the last one.
Well,
Paige
did
is
you
the
have anything else, Preston? You think you could add or anything, or?
I mean, at this point, I'm just, waiting for tomorrow because my daughter is apparently very concerned about my TikTok activity right now. So,
Do you think she's gonna like contact you after the live, or do you think she will wait till tomorrow
she's
to
gonna
say
chew
something?
my ass because I'm not gonna lie to her. So,
I mean, there's no need to lie. This is on a public platform. It's, you know what I mean? She's probably watching from the window right now. You know what I mean?
no,
There's
absolutely.
nothing to lie about anyways, but
First and foremost, she knows how I feel about Nate. We've already discussed, like, even everything that happened with her mother. I told her right off the bat, I was like, look, nope, that stuff with your mom. I said, that's between you and her. I said, what we're going to talk about is you and me. We're going to talk about your safety. And we're going to just, I said, I just want to know how you're doing. That's it. So I just want to know that you're safe. I said, I want to hear about you. And she knows that I don't want to hear about Nate. So, I mean,
I wouldn't either.
but at this point, it's just getting that relationship with my daughter that, I mean, Christ, this child was my best friend. We'd hang out and do everything together. It's like, I don't give a shit what her mother had to say, but it is just, we lived in a house by ourselves for like a year and a half, taking care of somebody else's house that was there every 2 weeks for a weekend, and that's it. He was a good friend of mine, very good friend. Loved having her there and loved giving us that opportunity so that we can save his heating bill by him not having to pay for propane. We used wood. And we stayed there. And
Hey, Preston, I want everybody to be able to have a fair say, and like I said, I don't personally know all the details besides what we've looked up on Paige and Nate and stuff, but Margaret was saying that you got a hold of them or something about and accused them of lying or saying they were lying or something like that.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
What were they lying about?
Basically the timelines and everything that was going on as far as when all this transitioned, where Tanya was sitting there saying that Paige was staying somewhere else. When she left my house where Melinda and I resided, she went to Tanya's apartment in Wilton, which I won't use names, but Mr. J, how's that sound? He owned the apartment building, and he let Tanya live there. They had their own little personal thing going on, but also Tanya had a friend in another town where she was at most of the time. Paige was there, free reign, like I explained earlier. Her brother was calling me, telling me that there was a bunch of stuff going down over there. The other facts about why she come to live with me had nothing to do with Melinda. I wasn't with Melinda at the time. Tanya overdosed. That's why Paige came to live with me. It was nothing else. As she explained in her live, which I listened to thoroughly, yeah, she had issues. I mean, were they mine? I don't know. We both had our issues.
Yeah, I like one of the comments here. There's, especially in a split family, there's always going to be bitterness. There's always going to be disagreements. Yeah. But also, I mean, was there times you actually like some of the rumors? Like I can't say they're true, but were that you like to partake in alcohol a lot. Like, was there times that maybe you're regretful that you were gone part of the time? Like, with that, was it some of both of you? Is what I'm kind of saying. Like that, kind of the problem maybe was, or
Let's just put it this way. Her comment about, I got into alcohol with my husband Preston, no, not true. She was drinking the shit out of coffee brandy before I met her with her ex-husband Scott. Okay? That was the thing. I'm not saying that I don't like it. Hell yeah. We drank together. We partied together. Absolutely.
well, we all have a past. I'm not like saying,
Yeah.
you know,
Most of my time was spent working. Okay? I worked a lot. It was usually 6 days a week. Yeah, we partook a lot, but I mean, as far as like that interfering with a lot of things, no, because it was always after hours. We didn't sit there and get freaking shit faced before the kids went to bed and stuff like that. No, it was always after hours. We frequent the clubs. We like to dance and go do those things. We go out with our sisters and stuff. It wasn't portrayed as like we were freaking shit housed, freaking alcoholics. No. We lived life. The kids got to experience a lot of things. We go camping a lot. Go to the amusement parks, go to the beach. Just take a beach day, go to the river. It wasn't like we were drunk all the time. Hell no.
well, at one point, even Paige had a bunch of pictures up of like when she was very young, like young teenager, maybe even preteen, like of good times she had with you. You guys were out at piers, or I can't remember exactly the locations, but it looked like you guys really had some good times. And I mean, I'm sorry everything ended up playing out the way it did, but I think I come from a split family, and my mother will
Myself as well.
did things wrong. My father would to this day say he did things wrong, and neither one of you can change the past. But I mean, I think just being honest and going forward and doing what is best for her is really all that can happen at this point.
And that's all that matters.
Yep. I mean, I
No,
just
we
wanted
did what
everybody
we
to
did.
save your peace
You know,
and be able to.
We all had our experiences back then. We did what we did. That was then. This is now.
I think that's like the point we're all kind of really here for.
It's kind of the simple thing is about my daughter's future. As a parent, I'm not on here to gloat or portray myself as anything else. I reached in because I have watched so many of you guys' videos. And it's like, I see all the, the fake jewelry stuff, this and that, da da da. I don't really give a shit about the jewelry. I mean, he's doing what he's doing. He's posted his receipts and all that dumb shit. I don't care about any of that. I care about what my daughter is going through.
Well, if I was in your shoes,
It just-
Margaret's, Tanya's, I wouldn't care about the jewelry either. It's mainly about the situation with Paige. Yes.
Yes. And I mean, at this point, it's like, do
Well,
I feel she's in any danger right now? No, I don't feel she's in any danger. Do I feel a lot about other things? Yeah, of course I do. But when I talk to her, she doesn't seem off. She doesn't seem like she's not okay. So it's like, yes, she's lived it this long that it is okay for her. So there's nothing that's going to change that, I don't think, other than what happened before. If any action was taken because of what he did when she was 14, yes. But at this point in time, there's nothing that's going to convince her that she has to leave. And that's just mentally thinking about it, like just being smart. I understand what social media does to it and everything else, but as far as knowing my daughter, there's nothing right now telling her that she needs to leave.
She doesn't feel like she's in danger, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's sad.
Well, I mean, because look how far he's took care of her. Like
Correct.
Oh yeah, he's
He's
taking care.
she
provided for her
knows
this
that he's
long.
going to take care of her. That's what he does.
Yes, sir.
So nobody's going to
That's what I'm
stop him.
saying. Correct.
I agree with you.
She's turned into a robot.
Again, a complicit victim, which is again what Josh is meant to be, and so is Josh's girlfriend, wife, whatever. And it's just, I think anyone that really comes into contact with Nate at this point becomes that, because that's what it. You know what I mean? It evolves their world into like being around Nate's hustle. You know what I mean? Whatever Nate's trying to play right now. I got tagged in the comments.
It's different every day.
You know, I think Adam had a good point about how Paige is kind of robotic right now. Preston, could you shine light a little bit? You touched a little bit on it earlier, but could you talk about maybe what her personality was like as a kid, as a teenager, and how you saw that maybe change after meeting Nate and being with Nate?
Um, this is kind of funny to be honest with you, but there hasn't really been much that has changed. My daughter has always been strong-headed, strong-willed. She's always spoke her mind. She's always said her feelings.
Yeah, but she's not really doing that now. You know what I mean? She's speaking Nate's
Well,
feelings.
and the thing is, I've had, so mind you, over 2 years, I've had limited access. After the first bout, which Adam, he was part of, it literally it drove me fucking insane, to be honest with you. And yeah, I backed out. I deleted TikTok. I got away from all of it because I was going to end up in a bad place I didn't need to be. And it was hurting my daughter. It was hurting our relationship. She totally blocked all contact from everything. That's an eerie feeling alone when your own daughter will no longer talk to you. When it's somebody you've talked to every day since they were born. And yeah, so that kind of put me in a bad spot. It put me in a bad spot at home as well. My current relationship, it did not pan out very well because she did not understand it. She doesn't have kids. So this day and age, the page that I see, like on the videos, this and that, yeah, do I feel it's coerced? Of course I feel like that. She's not talking like she talks. She's answering questions. And that's what most of the videos I watch are, is they're answering questions from other people.
Do you still see Paige when you look at her though? Like, you know what I mean? Do you still see it?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
don't see my daughter.
Deep. That's deep as fuck.
yeah.
It's kind of a blank page, to be honest. And no pun intended, but my uncle used to call her. He's like, he used to say to her, "You're not Paige. You're a whole damn book. You're a whole book, girl." And she's no longer that whole book.
I had a lot of her classmates from school even message and say that's not who she was. She was bubbly. She was fun. She was cheerful.
Always. Always.
Like you said, it sounded like she was a really, really good kid.
She was the fucking greatest kid ever. I mean, and not anything to put against her sister, because I don't want no jealousy shit going on, but
no, that's the one thing you guys are all on the same page with. Like you, Margaret, Tanya have all said, and even other people, the classmates, the other family members I've talked to, have all agreed she was a good kid. She was bubbly, cheerful, So
if there was a dark situation, she made it brighter.
That's so stupid.
That's how simple you can say it.
If
the house was dark, she came up with something to make it brighter. As spoiled as she was, her mother's right about that. She was spoiled as hell, but she just she had that knack for just, hey, I'm not upset about anything. And if she was, yeah, it was an issue, but it was just an issue for her siblings, which is normal. But she always wanted the best that she can get out of life. And I think right now she thinks she's doing that.
So you don't technically think she's in danger because, she's outed about all this and Nate and what's going on?
I think she's enjoying the experience. I think there are a lot of the things, that goes on that really bugs her. I mean, apparently it would me. I mean, and as Tanya says, she's her father's daughter. But I think Christ, I've never been to the Grand Canyon. She has. I've never been to the Hoover Dam. She has. She's
That
in her
constant
eyes,
use
she's
of
probably
that constant use of the K word though is not a good situation she's in. I mean, I think you know what we're talking about, but
yes, sir.
I mean, there's a lot of side effects to that and long-term side effects, and so to me, I do feel like it is a type of danger. I mean, that they're both partaking every day, but I mean, that's why it's illegal. It's even illegal in some places, but
Yeah.
I just hope she doesn't have any long-term effects, by the time she gets out of the whole situation.
Myself either. The last thing I want is for this to come down to something stupid. So,
All right. If you don't got anything else, FN, we can probably wrap up the Nate and Paige thing, and I don't know how much. If anybody else has got any other questions or anything to say, please feel free.
Yeah, I'm good to wrap up. I just want to say, thank you, Preston, for coming up here. Thank you, Adam, for sharing your platform, and everyone else that was in the box today. Thank you so much. And everyone in chat, of course.
Yeah, same. I really didn't have anything else. I think this went about as well as it could have. Honestly, having you up, Preston, was, I think, really eye-opening for some people. Being able to, we've heard the mob side, and obviously there's 8 sides to every story, right? You know what I mean? It was still important to hear yours, and I appreciated it. Finding out that Paige was actually much younger than we even thought is also eye-opening. We definitely heard some things here tonight, and I just really hope that it sticks with people, and that, the reports and everything else that was shown tonight, stop supporting these people. If you're still in there supporting them, please don't. It's just keeping them on here, and it's just justifying what they're doing.
and at the end of the day, this is not in any way my intention to damage my daughter. That's not what I want. Their situation, I understand what you guys are trying to do. I get it. It's quite the movement I've been following, and at the end of the day, my biggest concern is just her. That's it.
I hope you appreciate
That's all I
that
got.
we
That's
all
all I
do.
got.
We all do consider her a victim in all this, and we're not trying to, by any means,
Yes, sir.
Drag her.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
My
definitely.
my thing is about my relationship with her. You know what I mean? I mean, she's 2 years and she's talking to me, so it's been actually a very good week for me. And I know I say it's good, but just to have that contact. So hopefully this doesn't ruin it.
Well, hang in there and just try to keep talking to her, Preston. That's all you can do. I mean, and just, just try to keep in contact. I mean, that's probably the number one thing you can do.
I'm I'm a project manager, so communication is my job.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming, Preston. I mean, it means a lot. We got to hear from Tanya and her sister, and I mean, we just want everybody to hear everything from everybody. I mean, what's fair is fair to hear everybody. So, really appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one, Preston.
Peace out.
At least the crickets are done now, or the cicadas, or whatever was going on there. But I wanted, if FN, if you don't got anything else about Nate and Paige, I wanted to let Seekin get in here. She wanted to. I'm sorry it took so long, Seekin. It was kind of unexpected that her father was going to come in.
No, don't you worry about that at all. That needed to happen.
Seekin's one of the old people on here that used, she did some amazing content, and trying to tell her to put a little fire under there and maybe get back in there and doing it. But she did want to bring something to people's attention about that's going on, and let me know if you need me to switch some screenshots or whatever, and when, and take it away.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, guys, it's great to be back after a couple of years. I really miss connecting with you all and diving into the anti-scam content. I'm excited to jump in and share what I've learned, tonight with you all regarding Lindsay Beckett. So I've been watching Lindsay since December, January-ish. I can't really remember, but I do remember it was when I was down south in Louisiana. At first, when I stumbled upon her, it was basically mental health live, and that hit close to me because I struggle daily with mental health, and so I just went in her lives to just be supportive and try to give her resources, or just watch her. I just was watching her because I'm going through it too. So it's we relate to some of these people, right? Up until it turned into a begging situation. At first, like I said, there was no begging going on. There was nothing that I was aware of at the time. Now, there was an incident that did occur recently, not long ago, where Miss Lindsay here had a job at a coffee place, and she also had her own apartment. Come to find out, she willingly quit her job, willingly evicted herself from her apartment due to her neighbor. Now her neighbor is, I'm not going to mention her name, but her neighbor, I guess they both worked together at the same coffee shop. Come to find out, because I've been speaking to Lindsay's close relatives, actually, today and yesterday. They reached out to me. So they mentioned that, I guess, it was a matter of, having some sort of interest in Heather. Oh, Heather, whatever. Her name is Heather. It's all over Reddit anyway. It's fine. It's really not a big deal. But Heather, I guess Lindsay was, had a thing for her and they worked together, and Heather declined. And that's when it all started. That's when she started begging. That's basically what led to her when I started seeing her begging. So basically that happened. It caused a lot of drama in her workplace between the two. And they were neighbors, mind you. So Lindsay was telling the whole internet that she was uncomfortable living there and working there where she was working with Heather. So she willingly quit her job, evicted herself, became homeless, begged for money for Airbnbs and hotel stays, as well as food and all the other things. Now, when I started seeing this, when the Heather situation happened was when they made a Reddit. So I found out a lot more about Miss Lindsay. she likes to use other people's mine. I am literally, I can attest to this because she did it to me. She literally used my PTSD, my mental health experience, as her own. She used that as sympathy. The way I said it verbatim, word for word, is how she expressed it to her audience. And that was just a slap in the face to me, on top of the begging. And she made me a mod. And I'm like, what is going on, dude? Like, I don't even know how I ended up there, but I did. Brought more to Lindsay, and which it will. I will be. If this might make me come back to anti-scam, this one individually, because it's just, wow. Like, she is a master manipulator, first of all. Let's put that out there. She also plays victim, does not take accountability for anything that she does. It's everybody else's problem. Like, the whole Heather situation, she was blaming Heather for everything, saying Heather was bullying her. Heather was starting the Reddit and bullying her on the internet, which is far from the truth, by the way, I might add. Lindsay did this herself, okay? I spoke to, like I said, close relatives, and it was confirmed about the Heather situation. A lot of people were speculating that Heather might be fake and maybe she's making up this as a story, because come to find out, this woman here, Lindsay, she's been doing this for years, guys. And I feel absolutely stupid, but in my notes, she's been doing this since 2018, okay? At first, she started coming on this app begging for rides, is what somebody told me. Rides, like Uber, stuff like that. It wasn't fully begging in the beginning, but it turned into be that. It's always woes me. She never takes accountability for the actions, for what she does. She blames everybody else for her losing her job, even though she didn't lose it, she quit it. She blames her neighbor for her leaving her apartment. She chose to do that. She also abandoned her items back at the apartment, made wish lists, several of them. I don't know if you can show that, Adam. She made several wish lists. So she abandoned all of her stuff in her apartment, made several wish lists, made a GoFundMe, and expected the public on TikTok to support her, sustain her, and rebuild her life, right? And what gets me is, through this whole thing, is she's saying this whole Heather situation between her job and apartment was a very, very traumatic event. Guys, I can't with that. I'm not diminishing her experience here on this earth. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody handles mental health differently. And I'm not bashing somebody with mental health. Hello, I have mental health issues myself. But in my opinion, I feel like, while mental health, struggles can influence behavior, it's still important for everybody to take responsibility, right? And accountability for what they do. So those are that's okay. So what you posted, that was recent. She got rid of a lot of her wish list. I think I sent it to you. I don't know if you got it, but she had so many wish list books. I mean, we're talking furniture. Look at that. Almost $400 for a chair. Books, bookmarks. I mean, she put it all in there, and she'll blame it on her mental health, saying, "Oh, well, I like to do this. It helps me cope." Okay. Sure. I'm not going to buy that. She would also beg for money, but she would still afford, $5, $8 coffees from Starbucks and other coffee places. Now, I don't go to Starbucks, so I don't know how much it is there, but that's what she would do. So obviously, and another thing, immediate family also told me that her father, this is how she's getting her income, because she can't hold a job. Every time she gets a job, she quits it after a while, blames somebody else for it. I guess this is an ongoing pattern. So I guess apparently, her father sends her $600 a month to help her provide for her. There's also more, but I don't want to get into personal stuff right this second. I might host my own lives and get into it. I just want to get more written down before I get into that stuff, if I even should. I want opinions from y'all, if I should even do that. But so, and there was also somebody, there was an old supporter who also reached out to me, of Lindsay's, that sent her a total of $320 through 11 2022 through January 2025. So that's $320 from just one person. And I know that's a length of time, but still, she's been doing this for a while. But she also doxes Heather. She doxed Heather. She likes to dox people as well. So I'm probably going to be doxed next. I don't know. But, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've done this and been live in a box doing anti-scam. So also what happened was, sorry, we're going to go back to the job situation, Heather's situation. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but I'm trying, guys. Bear with me. So Lindsay also admitted on her videos, you can't see them now because she deactivated her accounts because she knew I was going to do this. She only left her private one up, which I will mention here in a bit. But she also would call Heather's workplace to get her fired, the same workplace that she worked at. So after Lindsay left that job, she would call in HR and managers and constantly call in trying to get Heather fired. So that's the situation. And regarding that, but Lindsay would tell us that that Heather was calling and getting her fired or getting her kicked out of her apartment at first. And then it's crazy how the script flips every time. So yeah, again, this goes all the way back to 2018 and, also, I noticed this is a pattern again with her apartments that she stays in or places that she stays in, which I'm actually concerned for the place that she's staying in now. But, Lindsay, there's a video that Lindsay posted on this account that you're seeing right now, but you're not gonna be able to watch it, guys. But that video has, she recorded her landlord, because she didn't pay rent. And he was done. He freaked out. He had a little crash out on a video and she was recording it. So, she wanted to make the other person look bad. And this is a pattern of hers. So, I'm here just to bring awareness to her. This isn't everything. It's kind of scattered. I wish I came more prepared, guys. I do plan on making more content in regards to her because it's not over for her. She's going to come back and keep doing it. So, it's been way too long of her doing this and abusing the public for her gain. Also using other people's mental health to gain sympathy, to gain money. And that's just disgusting. She don't even have PTSD. We're not going to go any further because that's personal. But it has been confirmed. I have proof. And, it's just a damn shame. And I want to bring awareness to this. There's so much, guys. Like, there's people in the comments, I'm sure, that can tell you there's so much. They've been covering this forever, for years, guys. And I feel so stupid. I feel so dumb because I got out of anti-scam because I needed to take a step back and reflect on my own life. And so I did, worked on my life, and then I fell trap into this because of mental health, and then it turned into a begging fest. And what she'll also do is she has a private account where she will plan all this, where only certain people are allowed in this specific group. Okay, it's on TikTok. It's under Anxiously Lindsay, and she'll go on there, pre-rehearse what she's gonna do, what she's gonna say, what she's gonna talk about, and then go live. So, it's just so manipulative. It's just, and then she wanted to talk to me. I just didn't think it was a good idea to reach out to her. I had opinions from other people, and I agree that she could have spinned it and twisted it in her own way because we know how they work. Yeah, I just feel absolutely dumb. So I wanted to bring awareness. I feel like it's time to talk about it, and it's been time to talk about it, but studying her more and getting more information in regards to all this and Heather, so I can bring awareness to it because I think it's very important. She does not have any kids. No kids, guys. No kids.
I wanted you to come up and talk about it because when you brought it to my attention, it took me all of 5 minutes to see that she had so many different money grabs going on.
Yep.
But I
feel stupid because I didn't see it.
I also I also did see a lot of the mental health aspect you're talking about, where it sounds like not wanting to be around and stuff like that is kind of a problem, and that part, like I hope she figures out and does. And we're not by any means trying to diminish anything that she has like that, but you can't use that stuff to do this other stuff that it. If you didn't know anything about the personal side of it, you would think everything looks just like how we're looking at an Austin Tamargo or somebody else when you go look at all the money systems and the different things that money is being raised for. I mean, so you can't use one thing as an excuse me as an excuse to do that.
Right. Exactly. Again, like I said, yes, mental health struggles can influence, behavior, but, it's still important that people take responsibility and accountability. I mean, we can't and again, I'm not diminishing her mental health because I know she has it. Like I said, that's why I was there supporting her for the mental health up until the Heather situation. And then it just went south from there. So, this is somebody that definitely needs to be looked into a lot more. And I even have more messages now. I can't even go through it right now. It's just too late for that. But, yeah, it's a damn shame that somebody can try to use other people's mental health, not even just her own. She's using other people's mental health to use that. Like, she's learning other people's health and what they go through and how they deal with it and what they feel. And she's using that to gain. Like, she used my PTSD experience. Like, I explained it to her and she used everything, said it in a video on her lives, verbatim, word for word, everything that I said to her. So it's just, I don't know. It's a damn shame.
I mean, it sounds like she's just doing what any other scammer on this app is
Yep.
doing and pulling at people's heartstrings for, you know what I mean? And she's doing it in a way where she's literally contacting other creators on this app to try to gain a script. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. That's wild. I'm real sorry she did that to you, Seeking. That's crazy.
Yeah. I literally thought she was just struggling with mental health. I mean, obviously I don't know, maybe I'm just not aware as I used to be. I don't know, because I didn't see her beg for months of watching her, but then again, stuff was happening on the back end as well. So I don't really know. Now I know. But lesson learned. And, I'm going to continue to bring awareness. Like, I'm not going to deal with her harassment. She's already doing it. I don't care. I think it's very important because this is dangerous. Like, the way she does things is something I have not. I mean, yes, I've seen it in beggars and scammers, but the way she does it is just so particular. She's very careful. She's very careful with what she does, if that makes sense.
Well, it means you kind of know what you're doing then,
Yeah.
and you're manipulative.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, and if there's anybody in the chat that's in the Discord or Reddit, if you guys have anything you want me to add that I'm forgetting, because I've kind of scattered all over the place, and I do apologize.
But it's good you're bringing the awareness to it, because I always fall back on what Auburn says. It doesn't matter if you help one person or 3 or 5. If they don't give them that money, you've helped, and that's what matters.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So how many GoFundMe's does she have?
Oh, did you, Adam, did you have the other screenshot that I sent you? Or did I end up saving it and not sending it to you? Hold on. Yeah, it's always a crisis. It's always a crisis. She uses her mental health to gain all the time. Like, her work. She can't hold a job. She wants everybody to do everything for her instead of her doing it for herself. She refuses to invest in her life. She refuses to find stability. I just,
Was it this one?
that's the GoFundMe. So she did have multiple guys. Hold on.
I mean, the amount of followers she has is insane.
As long as she ain't got 9 of them, she won't break Stone's record.
I don't think anybody's gonna break hers just yet.
That'll never happen. She's the Michael Jordan of scamming motherfucker.
Okay. She had 5 wish lists.
Oh wow.
And then she also added another GoFundMe, but it was for somebody else's cat, supposedly. But then she ended up deactivating her account, so I couldn't get it. So
the one with the cat, that wasn't her cat?
no.
So she's currently deactivated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except on her private account under Anxiously Lindsay.
Okay.
Oh, you got it right there. Okay.
I snagged some stuff before she deactivated.
Oh, you're so good. You are so good. The wish list amounted to over $7,000.
And it was just like household items and
Books, bookmarks, food, drinks.
Better stuff than I have.
Furniture, clothing. I don't know if there's clothing. But all those things.
And
so what she did was she had a laptop. So she chose what she wanted out of that apartment, okay? She went back and got her laptop and a couple other things. And that's it. She didn't take anything else with her because she assumed that the public was going to pay for it. That's what she's assuming, okay? So she had 5 wish lists, books.
So do we know if she's currently working or she's not?
Beauty stuff. Well, here's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know. Before she deleted me, before I was blocked, when I, came out on Reddit and told everybody, because I knew she was watching that like a hawk. I knew I was going to be deleted, which is fine. But she deactivated her accounts. Oh my God, I lost train of thought. What was I saying?
She deactivated her accounts.
Yeah, but what were you asking? I'm so sorry.
If she was working currently or not.
Thank you. So here's the thing. So she said she got a new job, but I haven't seen her work up until at all since she blocked me. She said she got a new job at a coffee place, but I'm very suspicious about that. She said she has a job, but I haven't seen her work all week. So
someone said they saw her wearing a work shirt, or she doxed herself wearing a work shirt or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's from this job they're talking about or a previous one.
Well, she did come into the Discord under a fake account, whatever, and she was talking to me. We figured out it was her. She basically mocked me. And actually it makes sense because when she said it just makes perfect sense. Why not? Scammers do that shit. She literally, she commented under this Coffee Nuts account on Discord and was like, when I asked a question, an instant response from this person said, oh, well, what do you think? Do you think she just bought it and just pretending she's wearing it? Do you think she just bought the shirt from the coffee shop and is just wearing it to pretend like she's working? I'm like, oh, damn. I don't know. So it's just under speculation. So as of right now, it's speculation. I am not sure if she's working or not. She claims she is, but
does she have children?
She does not.
Okay.
No children. So she moved away from her family. She's from the South. I guess she did that for personal reasons, which is fine. She went around. Also, I spoke to a family member about her past, and she was telling her audience, all of us, that she was abused as a child and went through all this abuse with her parents and stuff, and come to find out, she was a spoiled child.
Oh, wow.
I mean, think about it. Her dad sends her $600 a month anyway. So.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, it's just deep. It's deep. It's deep. It's deeper than I ever expected when I came across her initially. So, at first, like I said, When I stumbled upon her, she was talking about mental health, work. It was just work lives, talking, chatting, music. You know, that's it.
And does
Nope.
she have a husband, significant other?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
Just her.
Nothing. Just her.
That's insane.
And everybody else is the problem. So when something happens in her life, it's everybody else but her.
Of
And I've
course.
seen this. It's a pattern. Like from the
Yes.
stories I've heard from other people that have been watching her for years. Like it's just a pattern, an ongoing pattern. Like she feels like the public's going to bail her out every time.
Does
Yeah.
she have parents?
Her mentality.
Does
Yeah.
she have parents that have any input in this at all?
Yeah. So, they don't really associate with her, but her father does send her 600 a month. So,
Dang, I'm trying to get with him.
I was gonna say,
like, I mean, if I don't know, dude, like the stories just don't align, and I don't know.
how are they like not communicating, but he's sending 600? Like,
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like she's a liar. She's a straight up liar. Everything she says, even that account, like she literally was lying to me, but I had proof that it was her. Literally proof, which I could show you if anybody wants it. That she was in that Discord messaging me. So it's just
man, I'll take a look at that. Like, you got
yeah,
it.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I mean, because I have no, I'm not even gonna say. I can't say it. Sorry. I'll tell you after. Get
Okay.
alive.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I mean, thank you. I appreciate you guys for, listening to the awareness. I appreciate you guys letting me up here in the box, Adam. I really do. I really do appreciate that. And, this person since 2018, she's done. Okay. This will definitely make me go back to anti-scam. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Waking up the lock
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Lindsay. I know you're watching. If you want to get in a box, if we're wrong, like you claim, come on up.
I'm ready for a box up. Let's go.
Yeah, come in a box. And see what she'll do is she'll deactivate her accounts for a while, come back, and then do the same shit over and over again because she thinks people forgot about it. So, but that ain't the case. So, yeah, it is crazy. It's wild.
That is really wild, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, we're always willing to hear from any side. I mean,
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
said,
Miss B, we'd be honored to give her a box.
Well, somebody's requesting. Jules?
How does she pay for life insurance? I don't know.
I mean, I would almost bet that she does not have life insurance.
Right. I was
She
gonna
does
say
not
I,
have her life
I doubt
straight.
she's got it. She ain't paying it because she don't got it. Um, but yeah, it's always woes me, always victim, never taking accountability. The same patterns we see in a lot of scammers and beggars. So at first I didn't see it because I really thought she was being like attacked. Just how she was expressing her emotions. It was so freaking, guys, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it sounds like it was calculated, and it sounds like I said, she's like absorbing information from certain people that she like followers even, and then just relaying their trauma to make it sound like her own. That's I think like a sign of a sociopath, I believe. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Is saying that that's what I didn't want to bring up because I don't know if it's too personal, but speaking to close people, um, that's what she's got, not PTSD. So
yeah, it
well,
sounds like it's a me complex, which yeah sounds more or less like not PTSD.
right, I have PTSD, and it don't look anything like how she's behaving. I promise.
well, definitely thank you for bringing it to everybody's attention and hopefully we'll be seeing some videos and some stuff being done. Yeah.
And I would definitely advise don't everybody go follow that account and give her more followers. That's
No.
really not what they need. They don't need the views, they don't need the followers.
Yeah.
You can always watch them from the window. You don't have to follow them to watch them.
Just don't give them the engagement, the views, anything that'll push their
Right.
page forward.
Yeah,
I will
don't.
never trust a soul on this app. I'm sorry, except you guys, like, or my communities. I'm done. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, how could I? I was an anti-scam. You know what I mean?
No, to be fair though, you know, they know what they're doing, and whether you're in anti-scam or not, you can still, you know what I mean, absolutely fucking fall for this shit. That's what they're hoping for. And again, they'll use your heartstrings. Even if we are an anti-scam, we still have heartstrings to pull on, and it can happen to us too. You know, it is what it is. It's fucking. They know what
Yeah,
they're
and they
doing.
make the most calculated moves. You know, you can never guess usually where they're going with what.
Yeah. And I do want to mention something. I want to actually.
Oh, you froze up, Seek.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Ken.
Okay. So I was just messaged by family. I want to be more specific in what I said regarding her biological father sends her money. It's her stepfather and mother that does not talk to her.
Ah, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hearing me and allowing me to do this, Adam. I appreciate that, and I think it's time for this girl to get more, and I'll do it. I mean,
No,
I'm
I
here.
hope you
I'm
get
here
back in
now.
there.
I'm here now.
No, I hope you get back in there, and I think we've kept everybody up late. I know Auburn's probably got to work in the morning. I got to work. Probably
Yeah,
everybody does.
absolutely. Thank you guys.
Anybody else have any last words? Auburn, Scammy, anybody?
I mean, not really last words, but I'm gonna repeat things that I've already said. Again, if you see something, say something.
Yep.
You know, like share it, fucking push it out. Do what you gotta do. Adam showed really, really great ways to report that's actually effective tonight. Use those ways. Take some of the things that you learned here tonight and go with that. And also like keep in mind all the things that we learned about Nate, Paige, and what was this chick's name again? Like who Christina, is that her name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Oh, sorry, I'm getting her confused with the other scammer
You're
that I
good.
know to cover. You know what I mean? Keep in mind all the things that you saw about these people tonight, because like these are the people that are after your fucking money. Like,
Yep.
don't give them your fucking money. Like, don't give them anything. Don't give them like a view even. Like, they don't deserve it. So, period. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Absolutely. Thank you
right.
guys for what you do. You guys do an amazing job, and I'm proud of every one of you guys for
Thank
sticking
you.
to it and bringing awareness to these people. Seriously.
Thank you for staying so late, Auburn. I thought you might have fell asleep, you know.
No, I got screenshots. I think everybody needs to keep it the subject. If you want to try to bring awareness, whoever it may be.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining, and I know I'm taking my butt to bed, so I appreciate everybody.
I appreciate you.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good
All
night,
right.
everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having me, Adam.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.